In the last year, we generated 768 qualified leads for one e-commerce marketing agency. That is one lead for every 294 prospects that we contacted. And this client has been with us for 3 years. At the end of the last year, their head of sales messaged us saying they closed the year with a 57% close rate on every call that we booked. For context, the average e-commerce cold email campaign gets one lead for every 1800 to 2000 contacts. And we beat that average by 600%. So in this video, I'm breaking down exactly how we did it, the offer testing process, the list building system, and how we use Claude Code and Clay to create campaigns that outperform industry benchmarks, to build better quality lists, find contacts that no one else can find, and run campaigns at a scale that most people think is unachievable. And stick around till the end because I'm going to share something that goes against almost everything that you heard about cold email. Let's get right into it. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to make an admission that e-commerce is one of the hardest industries to crack with cold email, if not the hardest. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise. And I say this because we've sent over 5 million cold emails to e-commerce brands in the last 6 years. And this space keeps getting harder every single year. More agencies, more noise, more people sending the same pitch. We guarantee to generate $100,000 per month in product sales for your brand, or I'll refund your money, I'll walk your dog, I'll give you a gift card. All of that bullshit. And brand owners have seen this email 100 times. They get those emails every single day. It doesn't work, and all it does is it hurts the trust of everyone in this space. So when I tell you that we hit a PCPL of 294, I get why you'd be skeptical. I would be too. But here's the thing. Most agencies fail at e-com outreach, not because their emails don't land, or because their copy isn't great, or because of their subject lines. All of those do contribute to success, but the biggest reason for failure is because they don't align their messaging with the people who they are reaching out to. Most of these agencies think they have a great offer. They think that their positioning is aligned, that their positioning is perfect. They think that they are reaching out to people who will find their email relevant. And all of that is untrue, because if that were the case, why would you not get results? Most cold emailers, including many lead gen agencies, they just quit too early. They don't test enough, which is why they never really find what works for their target market. I'll give you an example. For this particular agency, we had to run 72 email variants across 6 different verticals before we found the perfect combination of the angle, offer, and the target audience that worked for us. That was 7 weeks worth of testing. Most cold email agencies that take on these kinds of clients, they just run 3 to 5 tests, and if it doesn't work, they come to you, they say sorry, and they move on to the next client. So the point here being, all of your success with cold email boils down to just how good of an offer you can make to the people that you're reaching out to. And a good offer is not some fantastical voodoo shit that you sleep and you suddenly wake up with, right? If you're a reputable agency, that stuff doesn't work. And in fact, it's only going to hurt your reputation. Because a good offer isn't something that you suddenly arrive at. You actually find good offers by testing a bunch of not so good offers until you find one that hits right home. And that's exactly what we did for this client. So the first step in our offer testing process was we looked at all of their past clients. So we went through their client database. We categorized every past client by industry, results, and profitability. The goal with this exercise was to find where this agency and their clients consistently got results, where they had the best track record. And from all of that, we identified 6 broad target verticals that we could scrape at scale. Step 2 was building an offer matrix. So for each of the 6 industries, we created 4 different angles: outcome-led pitch, pain-based question, creative ideas, and a 1-sentence question. Now, for each angle, we further went ahead and created 3 different offers under each angle: a performance audit plus ROI forecast, offering to send them a lead magnet, and directly asking for a call. So that's 6 into 4 into 3, it's 72 total email variants. Now, because we had so many variations of just the first email to test, we decided to not do our follow-ups, because the goal at this stage was just to find early signs of which vertical, angle, and offer generates the most replies. So we sent one email. Plan was to evaluate what the data looks like and then double down on the winners. Now, when we started testing, and even though we had gotten a few responses, a few positive appointments, we didn't really have anything worth scaling. Our PCPL was still over 1,000, which is obviously not optimal. So in this week, we were testing restricted brands as a vertical, which is, cannabis, sexual health, firearms, pharmaceuticals, those kinds of companies. And these brands are essentially locked out of the standard ad ecosystem. So no Google Ads, no Meta, no TikTok. None of these platforms allow them to advertise. And if you've ever run an e-commerce brand, advertising is basically your bloodline, your heartbeat. So these brands have a raging pain. The client had lots of case studies working with these brands. And this was one of the reasons the angles that we were hitting them with started started to resonate. Therefore, the moment we launched into this vertical, reply rates were noticeably better than everything else that we had tested. So once we found this winner, we went to step 4, which is we stopped everything else and doubled down on this variant. Now, we still had 10 to 12 variants that we were planning to test that we had created originally from the original offer matrix. But because we found a winner, we scaled down all of our new outreach and started doubling down on this winner. We still needed to create more variants because we've only identified a vertical right now. We still need to test different angles, still need to test different offers, still need to test different call to actions. But the tests are now going to be more granular because we've identified a winning vertical. After making the decision to double down, we went back to the drawing board specifically for restricted brands. And after some more testing, we concluded that the pain point led angle, which was hinting at a unique mechanism and combined with a direct call ask, was getting us the most positive responses. Let me show you one of the actual emails that we used so you can see what this looks like in practice. Here's what our email looked like. Hi, first name. I noticed you're not active on Meta. On Meta, are the platform's policies making it more trouble than it's worth for company name? We supported other creative brands navigating the same maze. One recently hit a 20x ROAS using a structure that we tested extensively across restricted verticals. We're currently onboarding a few more partners to help them scale despite the red tape. Let me know if you feel this could be of value to company name. That's it. And that is what got us 294 PCPL in e-commerce. Now, I can already see two questions coming up. First is, I can't copy this because I don't work with restricted brands. Well, you're right. That is the whole point. You don't have to copy the angle. What you need to copy is the process that led us there. Think of it like this. Your winning angle already exists somewhere in your database, in your memory, in the ideas that you had. You just haven't run a systematic process of finding it yet. So if you take one thing away from this video, it should be that the only thing standing between you and a laughably low cost of acquiring a customer is your willingness to slog through enough tests to find a winner. If you're watching this and thinking, wow, that sounds amazing, but it's a lot of work, I would rather just have someone build the system for us. Click the first link in the description below and book a free call with our team. Anyway, let's keep going. Now, after you find a winning vertical and an offer and an angle, it is financially irresponsible for you to not spend excruciating amounts of effort to find every single qualified lead in that niche and to put your winning offer in front of them. Most people that run outbound would go to Apollo or Seamless or Zoom Info and pull like 4,000 contacts and say, this is all I found. Well, that's not true. Think logically. In the whole wide world, do you think there's only 4,000 companies that you could work with? For most people, the answer to that question is no. And this was the next problem that we ran into. So now we had the means to scale. We knew what we had to say in our emails to consistently get appointments, but we needed to find a massive database that we could reach out to. So we scoured the internet for all the different ways to find e-commerce brands that would fit the restricted category. And we pulled every company in the world running on Shopify, BigCommerce, Magento, and WooCommerce. We went through the Klarna directory, the Afterpay directory. We looked at Facebook pages, LinkedIn, industry blog posts, several niche-specific directories. If a restricted brand had a public presence anywhere online, we made an actual conscious attempt to find it. And the combined raw list from this entire effort was over 500,000 companies. And this is where we ran into a real problem. But Clay has a limit where you can only add 50,000 rows in a table. And we had 10 times that. And on top of the volume issue, we also needed to find multiple contact tiers per company, not just one email and move on, right? We need generic inbox emails, brand owner, decision maker emails, marketing and sales specific contacts, different titles. And doing all of that inside Clay would have meant use the find people function to create 10 more tables and then making sure there's no duplicates. It would have been a massive headache and an operational disaster. So something like this was, like Clay was out of question. This was simply not workable for managing the list. And this is where we use Claude Code for the first stage. So we took the raw CSV files, fed those into Claude Code, and asked it to clean the files for us. So the first thing we did was use Claude to go over the descriptions of these companies, to go over the category columns, and use deterministic classification to eliminate companies that were clearly not in the restricted space. And then we had it use OpenAI to further classify all of these companies in our CSV as different kinds of restricted brands. And using this function, we would separate cannabis brands from CBD brands, from smoking brands, from kratom brands, and so on and so forth. So this classification was even more granular. Using OpenAI also allowed us to eliminate some other false positives that the deterministic filtering had left within the CSV file. And the beauty of doing all of this was because we were doing it from the terminal using Claude Code, it would write code that would sift through the CSV files, make intelligent decisions, and just get us the right outcomes that we wanted. After we had reduced the file size significantly, that is when we started looking at Clay, this time to enrich these companies with the decision maker contact information. So we did three things. First is we used our own internal database because we send about bunch of emails. We used our own internal database to find contacts at all of these companies. For the companies that did not exist in our internal database, with Lead Magic, Kit, Find Email, Prospeo, and a few other providers, and we used that waterfall to find even more contacts, to find decision maker contacts at these companies. The output from doing all of this was a verified multi-tier contact list built specifically for the offer that we had already proven to work. Relevance, my friends. The third one is, and obviously infrastructure is a big part of any campaign strategy, but I don't want to spend too much time here talking about infra because I have a bunch of other videos on the channel that explain how to set up your infra properly. We didn't do anything crazy with our infrastructure. We just used the same thing we use for other clients. Primarily Google inboxes, 70% Google, 20% Outlook, 10% SMTP. Warm up always turned on, sending 10 to 20 emails per day per inbox, and that's it. Keeping it simple, nothing crazy. And these are the results from doing all of this. About 226,000 emails sent, 768 leads generated, 3.37% overall reply rate, and 1 lead for every 294 prospects contacted. 72 email variants tested across 7 weeks, and now we create new variations every month for our winning offer and list. Now, knowing this system and building it are two completely different things. In fact, offer testing alone takes 6 to 8 weeks of disciplined execution. List building takes real time, real resources. You need to be able to first gather a lot of raw data, and second, be efficiently able to sift through all of it to separate the gold from the dirt. And it's an ongoing operation. Same thing with your copy. You can't just write a script and expect it to work for years and years, because over time it gets fingerprinted and ESPs start to catch on to your pattern. So if you're running an e-commerce agency and you want a predictable pipeline without having to do crazy circus tricks, without having to record personalized loom videos, without making stupid guarantees, that is what we do at Hyperke. We guarantee 30 qualified calls for your company in 90 days or you don't pay. Go to hyperke.com/chat. Best case, we build this for you and you're signing new clients within 3 months. Worst case, we tell you that it's not a good fit and you still leave with a free strategy session and a clear roadmap. Hyperke.com/chat, first link in the description. Oh, and before I forget, in the beginning I promised you I'm going to give you a controversial take, right? Well, this controversial take is around AI personalization. Well, here we go. So AI personalization, which is the talk of the town right now, is actively hurting most e-commerce cold email campaigns. Not neutral, not effective. It's hurting your cold email campaigns, especially if you're targeting e-commerce. Because here's what we see. Most people doing outreach, they spend like hours and days building Clay workflows that will pull up a prospect's Instagram post or their recent product launch or find the name of their dog, right? And then they would use all of that to generate a hyper-personalized first line for every contact. And the results are still mediocre compared to the amount of effort it takes. Why? Because e-commerce brand owners receive a ton of outreach. They are inundated with emails and they've seen all of these tricks before, right? So if you were to do this 5 years ago, people would be super impressed. But right now, they just assume it's obviously automated. Therefore, relevance matters a lot more, because if you reach out to someone who is suffering from the problem that you solve, they don't need you to compliment their dog to respond to your email, right? You already talk about a problem that they want to solve. That is why I put so much emphasis on relevance, on knowing your ICP, and on sending the right offer to the right prospect. This is also one of the reasons that the leads we generated and the calls we booked closed at 57%, because all of these brands were already in pain. So the leads that were being generated from these campaigns, those were extremely high intent. So if you take away just one thing from all of this video, it should be to focus on making a good offer to a target audience that finds it relevant. If you were to take home 2 things from this video, the second piece of advice would be to combine Clay and Claude code and use them to build better lists, find more contacts, and segment your list better, because that's where the real edge with cold email lies. Don't write emails using Claude, don't write emails using AI. Use it to do the grunt work for you. That's all the advice for this video. I hope you found it valuable. Leave a comment down below if you have questions, and I'll see you in the next one.